New York, 11368. We are live here with Sports Talk with Lou, Mr. KFC Chet, and Mr. Professional himself, Billy Punch. As you can tell, all the white guys are not on the show today. It's just the black dudes. And we're going to be talking about we got some football transactions. Boys, I am wearing my Christmas sweater because this is the first, it feels like Christmas in March. This is the first time we've had transactions of anything cool since the Super Bowl to even talk about. And let's get right. Hello, Ani. Let's get right into it. Aaron Rodgers signs the biggest quarterback deal in NFL history. 4 years, $200 million. Billy, talk me through this. Is this good?
Well,
is this bad?
The biggest thing is the quarterback market started taking shape today, boys. And I mean, number one on the agenda is Aaron Rodgers has confirmed he's staying with the Packers, but Aaron Rodgers has also confirmed that no contract has been signed yet. Mm-hmm. They're talking. The obvious thing they have to do to get through this is get his cap number down for the next 2 years, which is the main part of this contract extension. He's scheduled to count $47.5 million against the cap after this year. That's not going to happen. No. They're going to get a deal done, load it with a signing bonus, and he's only going to count probably half that, so they can bring they're looking to probably do the same thing with Devonte Adams.
Wow.
They franchise tagged Devonte Adams today. They're looking to do the same thing on him, so they can get them both on the books on the cap for probably no more than $34 million, which is a whole
you brought up what I was going to bring up, Billy. Is like I said, he got franchised for $20 million. But here's the problem Green Bay has. With that, which will go into when they start in free agency, Green Bay will be almost $50 million over the cap. $50 million.
But Rodgers deal, when they get the Rodgers deal done, which they're obviously going to get done now that he's committed to staying, that's going to take half that number off. That's huge.
Guys, but still, you're still 25 to 30 million over the cap. Green Bay's in trouble.
I think they have a lot of work at it.
I think it's the worst thing that happened. They signed Rodgers. The worst.
I couldn't disagree more. This is a team in win now mode. This isn't a team looking to go to Jordan Love and rebuild. This team is built to win right now, and they've got the quarterback there that gives them their best chance of doing so.
But here's the problem of what's going to happen. That you're so much over the cap, you're going to lose players that are solid starters on that team. I can name 3 guys off the top of my head they're going to lose already. They're going to lose Aaron Jones.
He's already signed. He's under.
They're going to trade him because they got to cut payroll. They want to keep Dillon. They want to keep Austin Dillon as their starter. That's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, AJ Dillon.
That's first. Second, they're going to cut Mason Crosby. He's getting older. He's making a lot of money. They're in trouble.
You know what? If the worst thing that comes out of this is Green Bay cut the kicker, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you're going to lose starters on both sides of the ball, and that's something Green Bay can't afford.
Teams that want to win and teams that want to stay together find a way to make it work in the NFL. It's been happening. It's been happening for years.
Yeah, I was just going to say, listen, even though we know that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the best playoff record, he's 1-5 in NFC championships. He just came back from back-to-back NFL MVPs. And you put Aaron Rodgers on any team, he's going to make them a playoff contender team. And with the Packers, it gives them a shot to, especially with Devonte Adams, it gives them a shot to get to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying win the Super Bowl.
It's real simple. Get Aaron Jones in a room and say, hey, we need to rework your contract. You could do this and play with Aaron Rodgers, or you could do that and go play with Zach Wilson. What do you think he's doing?
Right. He's going to stay with Aaron Rodgers.
10 out of 10 points.
I don't think the Green Bay manager is going to keep him.
10 out of 10. But you know what? AJ Dillon can play. And
yes,
if the NFL has proved anything over the last few years is that you can pick it, you can plug and play running backs, no problem.
Right. But you got to worry about how many starters you're going to lose because of being over the cap. That's the
worst thing that comes out of this is if they had to trade Aaron Jones and they cut Mason Crosby. I think the Packers still won here. I think the Packers will still be a better team at that point with those guys than with Aaron Jones, Mason Crosby, and Jordan Love. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jordan Love and Chet and I spoke about this earlier before we started the show. Jordan Love, and I agree with Chet on this, should just say, I want to trade out because he got drafted 2 years ago from this team expecting to take Aaron Rodgers' spot. Now, Aaron Rodgers is going to probably stay for the 4 years. Aaron Rodgers only got hurt once big time in his career. And I really think it's Jordan Love should ask for a trade out. They'll make it work. I think they'll make it work. But
I disagree.
Yeah, you disagree what?
I disagree. Why get a trade? Jordan Love is not going anywhere and starting as their quarterback. Sit and learn under Aaron Rodgers. Wait till your rookie
for
deal.
6 years.
For 6 years?
No, his rookie deal. They're not going to pick up the 5th-year option after this. This is going to be his last year. What is he there? 2 years now. He's got 2
twice his third year.
You want him to wait 3 or 4 more years to start?
No, he's gonna. Who's gonna start Jordan Love right now? Where is Jordan Love?
I think a lot of teams that probably would want to start him right now.
Not at all.
I don't think Jordan Love's that good. I'm just saying it's like an opportunity to play somewhere else for a potential start.
Where is he getting that opportunity? Do you think the
Seattle.
Indianapolis Colts are going to say, hey, let's get rid of Carson Wentz and go after Jordan Love? No. If they get rid of Carson Wentz, they're going after a proven commodity. The same thing, what do you think is going to happen in Pittsburgh? He's going to go there. He's going to compete with a guy that knows the system better than him. They're probably talent level right now about the same. And
we killed him.
Yeah, no, I think if he goes to Pittsburgh, he starts.
I wouldn't be too sure about that
because Pittsburgh.
I think what's his name? Mason Rudolph starts over Jordan Love.
If they get a quarterback, they're going to start him.
And if he started this year, he's not. I'd be shocked if he was starting next year, and they didn't go out and draft the quarterback either in this draft or the next one.
That's the problem. The quarterback draft not good this year. Next year it's better. This year stinks.
Yeah, I know, Chris. You're right. I said that. I said we kicked off all the white dudes today. It's just the black dudes.
There's no surefire place that could say this would be a great place for Jordan Love to go.
I think Pittsburgh's a perfect fit for him.
His best bet is to do, and remember something, Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years behind Brett Favre, and it turned out pretty damn well for him. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with learning.
Yeah.
Right, but you're not going to sit there wait 5-6 years to start him now. That's
I don't.
Rodgers is selfish. He'll be selfish.
Let me ask you guys a question though. Regardless of whatever deal that Aaron Rodgers does get with Green Bay, what does this Green Bay Packers team need in order to win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers? Listen, the last time Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl was in 2012, 2011, right? Last time he's won a Super Bowl. He hasn't even been to a Super Bowl since. Okay. It's one of those things where I feel like enough is enough, like Green Bay. Like you officially, in my opinion, you have the best quarterback in the league. What does this Green Bay Packers team need in order to win a Super Bowl?
They need toughness.
That's what
they need. They have the skill. They have what they need. They need toughness. They need to go in there, whether it's through free agency or through the draft, and they need to bring in a few ass kickers. On either, whether it's offensive linemen, edge rushers, they need an identity, and that identity needs to be tough. They need to go. They need to learn. They're the Green Bay Packers. Remember the Green Bay Packers that we grew up watching. Reggie White. After that, A.J. Hawk. You're talking
Matthews,
Woodson is what's going to win. Is what Charles Woodson again. Smash mouth football is what they need. They need to get tougher.
I think also you're right about that, but I think I can add on to that. What else they also need is another second good receiver. And I have one in mind that's going to probably be a free agent this year. Okay. And I think he'd be a perfect fit, and that's Juju Smith-Schuster.
I think
he's a perfect fit for Green Bay.
And it's not going to be a big cap number. It's not
right. Exactly.
You don't think Lazard is a good number 2 for that team? You don't think
Juju Smith-Schuster? I take Schuster in 2 seconds.
Well, listen, it isn't
with all three, Devonte and the two of them. No,
who do you call it? And who do you call it when asking for a trade? Cole Beasley from Buffalo.
No, you don't need to bring in it. No, Lazard's
Amari Cooper wants out.
You don't.
Amari Cooper's a captain.
Amari Cooper, the money is good. You're not paying Amari Cooper. Devonte Adams. That's not possible. But a guy like Juju Smith-Schuster, a draft pick, they have options in Green Bay. They don't need a ton. And
No.
you look at where they went down to. They went down to a 49er team. If they just played a little tougher, they would have beat that team. A Rams team that may or may not look the same. Like there's a lot of things that are going there. The Green Bay Packers are a lot closer than you think, and I think that's ultimately played a huge factor in his decision to go back there, because he could go, and I'm going to take this right into our next subject. He could stay where he is and have a decent chance, or he could have did what Russell Wilson just did and went to the Denver Broncos, because that, my friends, I don't know what's going to go on there. You're looking at a division now.
I was just going to say that.
He just sent himself into a division. He's got to play Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Derek Carr twice a year each.
6 times, for all teams, 6 games a year.
Right. And the odds are, let me tell you something. That's that division. The Raiders, the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Broncos. The odds are only 2 teams will come out of that division.
Oh, so yeah.
2 of those 4 quarterbacks will be home in January.
Yeah.
Right.
I look at it with the deal they made. I mean, Denver really did not really trade that much.
Both teams got a great deal here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, the only good thing they got in the deal, I think, Seattle, was get Noah Fant, who's a quality tight end, and all the draft choices they got.
Denver got better right now. Seattle is now in a point where if they like Pickett or Willis, they can draft their quarterback in the future with the 9th pick.
And that's what I think they're going to do.
That they just got from Denver, and I believe that's what they're going to do.
I think so too.
I mean, this was a trade that worked out well for both teams.
Yeah, they've been talking. They said they've been talking about it for about 3 to 4 weeks now. They've been talking both sides.
All these people, I seen all these people that went out ahead of time and put future bets in on the Denver Broncos to win the Super Bowl, thinking they would getting Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you, those future picks were no lock with Aaron Rodgers, and they're no lock with Russell Wilson. Yeah. That is a tough division. That is a tough conference.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, they got good young offensive weapons.
NFC, regardless, the Super Bowl winner came out of the NFC this year, and the Rams damn sure deserved what they got this year. They played great. The AFC is the power conference in the NFL. I got news.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Russell Wilson, if you think about it, has always had tougher quarterbacks in his division, or like tougher teams in his division. Like even last year, you had Matt Stafford, Jimmy Garoppolo, who fits in well with that San Francisco 49 system, and Kyler Murray, right? So, at least he's used to playing tougher opponents, in my opinion.
Oh, there's no doubt he's used to it. But you just went, you're running the gauntlet.
Oh, no, the AFC is way better than that.
You're running the gauntlet.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm super curious how Russell Wilson is going to fit in Denver, especially with he has a very young team. He has a very young team, a very hungry team who actually was pretty impressive in some of their games last year, defensively wise. So I would love to see how he does that.
He's now going into the AFC where 3 9-win teams didn't make the playoffs last year, and you're going to have the Baltimore Ravens are going to be much better this year. I got news for you.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, you think because of Lamar Jackson, or because of the how they performed last year?
Getting healthy, getting Lamar Jackson back healthy for a full season.
J.K. Dobbins coming back.
Yeah, you got to remember, this was a team that was playing with running backs. Like Le'Veon Bell started games for them at one point. Devonta Freeman was their leading rusher. I mean, they went through the ringer with their running backs this year, and that team still found a way to be. They still won 8 games. And just
and they almost made the playoffs.
Just the playoffs.
And here's the funny thing: I'm just looking at the Denver Broncos schedule right now. One of their games this year is in Seattle.
Oh man, that should be good. That should be real good.
I mean, seriously looking at it, you look at who made the playoffs in the AFC this past year. The only team I see taking a step back out of those teams is the Steelers. I will never count New England out. They lost Josh McDaniels to the Raiders. And you know what? Josh McDaniels might make the Raiders that much better.
Right. Denver didn't get robbed.
Go drill a clear thumb, please.
Yeah, exactly. Go shoot 300 somewhere. Listen, listen. They just got better. Remember, you're number 1, number 2 now. is Judy, and you have Sutton, which really isn't, which is a pretty good young.
And you also
number
and you
one
also
and
got,
number two.
You also got Tim Patrick too there too.
Right, who stepped up pretty big last year, and they had Teddy Bridgewater, who's always been that mediocre quarterback.
The skilled position players on the Broncos are not the issue. I mean, you can make the argument, and I'll make the argument right now. He had better wide receivers in Seattle with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
Oh yeah.
No disrespect to the two. No disrespect to Judy and Sutton. The skill, they got to play defense, and their offensive line's got to hold up. That's what Denver is. And let me tell you, like you said, this division, I think the Chargers are going to be better than they were this past year. I think the Raiders are going to be just as good, if not better. I think Josh McDaniels is going to surprise a lot of people. I think the Raiders are going to surprise a lot of people.
I think so too.
They're going to stay there. Like don't count the Raiders out.
No,
by any stretch of the imagination.
If you don't,
they're going to look at the free agency too.
You're going to get into. Just remember, get into the playoffs there, Russell Wilson, and then you got to run the gauntlet again of playing Mahomes probably for a third time, playing Josh Allen, playing Belichick.
Maybe playing, who do you call it? Maybe playing Cincinnati again.
Playing Lamar Jackson. And you know what the scary thing is? There's a real good chance you're going to have to do all that on the road.
Right, because there's no way that Denver, on paper right now, there's no way that this Denver Broncos team is the number 1 or 2 seed.
I will not say no way, but it's not something you look at and go, oh, that's a lock.
I'll put it this way. I looked at their schedule right now. They're lucky to be 500 next year. They're going to play the NFC West as the NFC games.
I mean, they have a schedule. It is going to be real interesting to see. I think they're going to improve. I think that they have 7 wins.
Something like that.
Well, the Broncos started off the year.
They were 7-10. They're going to improve on 7-10, absolutely. But this is no cakewalk. And anyone that thinks it is, they're out of their mind. I mean, the division, the conference, this is not going to be easy. They are in a lot better position than they were when they woke up this morning. But
that's what I was going to say. I was going to say
guarantees here.
At least you have something to be excited about if you're a Denver Broncos fan, because at least like for instance, even if the Giants got Russell Wilson, I would have been stoked that they got Russell Wilson. Just because it's Russell Wilson. Like he's still a good core. Is he top 5? No, but he's still up there.
Here's the difference. Yes. You know what? I didn't want Russell Wilson on the Giants, and I'll tell you why. Because the difference is between the Broncos and the Giants. The Broncos are ready to compete right now. The Giants aren't. And to give all that up for a 33-year-old quarterback who, let's be serious, if it takes the Giants 2 to 3 years to get ready to be a consistently competitive team, he's now 36.
Hey, listen, Tom Brady was doing it in his 40s.
I know.
Aaron Rodgers is doing it in his late 30s.
But remember, Tom Brady only cost New England and only cost Tampa Bay money. If you told me sign Russell Wilson, fine. Go out and trade the King's ransom that just got traded for him, though? No, you're talking completely different story. New England and Tampa Bay never mortgaged their future on Tom Brady. Right. Trading for Russell Wilson, or the trade if it would have been for Aaron Rodgers, you're mortgaging your future.
Yeah, because all the draft choices. Yeah.
Minimum of 5 to 6 years. You just mortgage your future on a mid-age quarterback.
Yeah, but you're trading a first and second this year, first and second next year, and I think a second the year after.
Right.
It was 2 1s, 2 2s, and a 5.
Or a 5, okay.
4, along with Noah Fant, Drew Lock, and Shelby Harris.
Right.
And then another thing that this brings up that, this now probably puts Teddy Bridgewater into the QB carousel of mid-level quarterbacks that could be somewhere else next year.
Yes.
Right. No, it's true. And this would be Teddy Bridgewater's 6th team in 5 years, which is pretty crazy.
Insane.
It's because he had the injury. Then he started with Carolina last year, and he started 2 years ago. Then he started with Denver last year. He was with the Jets, and he was with the Vikings, and he was with the Saints, and but Teddy Bridgewater, a lot of people like Teddy Bridgewater. To me, he's always been that just a mediocre.
He's serviceable
quarterback.
Quarterback.
I'll tell you this right now. Don't be surprised if Teddy Bridgewater ends up back in New Orleans.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
You think so?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, listen, Hill is probably not the answer in New Orleans. And I mean, listen, Jameis Winston had a pretty good year before he got hurt. So
Taysom Hill's not. They're not looking at Taysom Hill as a quarterback.
Their starter. No, I know.
Yeah. I mean, and if they bring Jameis back, that's one thing. If they don't bring Jameis back, don't be surprised if Teddy Bridgewater doesn't land back there. Because remember, he was always well liked by Sean Payton, and now Dennis Allen takes over. Dennis Allen was on Payton's staff for years. They're familiar with each other. They're probably, odds are, keeping a very similar offensive system to Payton's. I don't think they're changing. They kept most of Payton's staff. They're not changing a ton there.
Right, so, it's just no Payton.
And also what I've been hearing, also what I've been hearing about franchise tags. Tampa franchise Chris Godwin today.
Yes.
Right.
All right. And also what came out on the market is that Carolina is taking offers on Christian McCaffrey.
They're saying what they're saying is they're not shopping him, but
they're listening to offers.
If they were to get a first-round draft pick and somebody with a good player with a low cap number, then
but isn't Carolina's cap already super low? Like I feel like they don't have too many superstars on their team.
They're going to Carolina is positioning themselves to either draft. If they don't draft a quarterback this year, they're positioning themselves to go in on a big name veteran after this season. Because remember, you know what's going to get a lot better after this year? The backup quarterback market. Because you're going to have guys. Bridgewater, his contract's over. He's going to sign for backup money after this. His next contract's going to be for backup money.
Mitch Trubisky too is out there.
Mitch Trubisky is.
We're talking about Trubisky with New Orleans also.
Get a chance to start somewhere this year. Jimmy Garoppolo this is the last year of that contract unless he gets released for it. Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be playing for big money. Sam Darnold is in the last year of his contract. He's going to be signing a backup deal after this year. I mean, you're going to see a lot. Quarterback's going to be a real strong position and that's at 1 and 2. Because I would take Sam Darnold any day as a backup. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
They were talking Trubisky as a fit in New Orleans, like you were saying.
In a system he fits in, I would say I don't think that's a bad move at all.
Yeah.
No, listen, I think having Sam Darnold as our backup compared anything is better than Mike Glennon, right? Anything is better than Mike Glennon because
all these guys carry it.
Right. I think Chris. I think there is a kid that they.
Chris, I'm telling you right now.
Pickett, I think his name is.
Yeah,
Kenny Pickett and Malik Wills. One of them is going to Seattle at 9.
Yeah, they also said who's moving up the draft choices is the Cincinnati quarterback. That did pretty well in the.
No, at 9. At 9, it's one of those two, and I think it's going to be Malik Willis.
I'm thinking about the kid played also at Ole Miss also.
I think Malik Willis is going off the board. He's going to be the first QB off the board at 9 to
Seattle.
I think Seattle's going real fast. And again, if Seattle turns around and comes out of this with Malik Willis and Drew Lock as a backup quarterback, hey, I think they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah. That's definitely a rebuild there. No doubt about that.
You know, I'm super curious if because of how good DK Metcalf is and how reliable
Lockett
is Tyler Lockett. I'm curious if they're gonna want to wait to see this team rebuild in Seattle.
I wouldn't be shocked if DK Metcalf is traded before June 1st.
That's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what I was going for.
But I would not be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if he's next.
Because DK Metcalf wants to win. He wants to win. I don't think he wants to wait.
So Seattle wants to trade him. Where would you trade him to?
Well, what would you? It depends on what does Seattle need?
I have one answer for you. The New York Jets.
The Jets.
Well,
DK Metcalf to the Jets.
I hate to tell you,
have the room, and you tell me DK Metcalf, Corey Davis on the outsides. I'll take it any day of the week.
I was thinking New England.
That is possible, but the whole thing is Belichick doesn't pay for wide receivers. He did it once for Randy Moss.
I was gonna say he did for Randy Moss.
Yeah, he did it. He did it once. Belichick doesn't pay. Lord Buckles, what up, Mo?
What's up? He's just.
Yeah, I mean, they don't. New England isn't the team that pays for wide receivers like that.
No, I mean, but here's the thing, though. Would DK Metcalf want to go to a team like the New York Jets with Zach Wilson? I feel like DK Metcalf would want to wait a year on Zach Wilson.
DK Metcalf want to go to New York and become a household name? Absolutely, in a heartbeat.
Good, we'll take him on the Giants then.
Yeah, I think DK Metcalf.
The one thing we don't have is the salary cap room for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a problem.
Because we got to sign Kenny Galladay to a 4-year, $70 million deal for some reason.
Let's not judge that until we.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a big bounce back year this year. I think.
I'm judging it. He had 0 touchdowns last year, guys. We paid him $16 million to have 0 touchdowns.
Who in that offense succeeded last year? No one. The entire offense was a failure.
Yeah, well, that's a lot in the coaching too, and a lot of other guys did get hurt, but he didn't get many carries last year.
Kenny Galladay missed a ton of games.
He got hurt. He missed.
I know that. That's what I'm saying.
Games he missed.
Yeah.
Chris, everybody has input on where they go. I mean, let's be real. The day of that not being the case, they are long over, gone.
Yeah, it says it in the contract, Chris, but everybody's – if we say to you, hey, listen, you're getting traded to the Detroit Tigers, and you're like, dude, I really don't want to go there, they'll figure out a way. They'll figure out a way because it's bad PR for them.
Money talks, and DK Metcalf knows the Jets have plenty of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the opportunity to be in the big market, in the big city, nobody's turning that down.
Right. All right, so
the same way if Russ had the chance, Russ would have came to the Giants if the opportunity presented itself.
I don't know if Russell Wilson would have.
Yes, he would have.
He would have.
I don't know.
Yes,
absolutely.
I think he wanted to, but I think it would have to be the right trade for everybody.
Money's there. The city's there.
Exactly.
Him, Ciara. Yeah.
Yep. Enough said.
They were
the same thing I did. Yep.
All right, so let's go into this next football topic, guys, with Mr. Calvin Ridley of the Atlanta Falcons. Last year, decided not to play due to mental health issues. We know that. He decided he called it quits in the middle of the year. The Atlanta Falcons were having an okay year, too, at the time. They were okay, right? They missed the bubble by 1 game in the NFC. Not too bad. And then we find out today that Mr. Calvin Ridley is officially suspended for the 2022 season for gambling on his football games. What are your thoughts on this? Chet, I'll go with you first. Chet, what are your thoughts on Calvin Ridley? What does this do to Calvin Ridley's career as he was kind of becoming an up-and-coming great wide receiver? And, it's not like he has a bad quarterback. Matt Ryan's not a bad quarterback. Just Matt Ryan's older. That's all it is.
Well, we don't know what his problem was because nobody knew what his problem was with his mental health. I mean, he was gambling on his own team. I mean, that's a no-no. I mean, this is like a Pete Rose type of thing. With betting on your own team, okay? All the stuff here with all the ads for this, the gambling stuff all over the country and all that stuff like that, it changes. It changes how NFL teams perceive these players.
Right.
Okay? Because right now, it's at least at minimum 1 year. He can be suspended for longer than that.
Yeah.
The NFL could sit there and say, look, we may suspend you for life.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Okay.
It's true.
Here's the issue that he's in these players' contracts is now going to sit there and say, you better not be caught gambling on these websites that we sit there that the NFL pays millions of bucks to have them promote.
Yeah.
To do that. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I think right now the suspension fits the crime for now. But let me ask you a question. How many other players do you think they're going to catch? I don't think he's
at least 10 more.
10. I'm thinking a lot more than 10.
Let me tell you something. No, they're not. Because you know why? Because I don't think there's anybody that's going to be as stupid as Calvin Ridley was, that he did it from his own phone.
Mm-hmm.
Are there players out there doing it? Absolutely.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
But they're not sitting there on their own phone putting in bets. I mean, first of all, he wasn't very good at it because he was actually betting the Falcons to win.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Right. Yeah.
That was definitely his first mistake of doing that. Secondly, Calvin Ridley will be back, but it won't be as a Falcon.
The Falcons are going to get rid of him.
Because you know why? Because Calvin Ridley is just like, it's another case of Josh Gordon. When you have that much talent, there is always going to be someone out there that is going to give you a chance.
Yeah.
And Calvin Ridley could come back next year and still be a number 1 NFL wide receiver. There's plenty of teams aren't going to turn a blind eye to that.
No, it's true.
He's suspended for the whole year, so he won't be back next year.
No, you're right. He's suspended the whole year. So we might, you know what? the Falcons I think are going to get rid of him, and just like like Billy said, somebody else will sign him. It's also like a Michael Vick thing, right? Like once Atlanta got rid of Michael Vick, the Eagles knew if they picked up Michael Vick that they were going to be contenders, and they were, right? They were contenders for a little bit.
And you know what? There's teams out there that, again, they picked up Michael Vick. They dealt with the media backlash of that. There's teams out there that have dealt with a ton of you know what? There's not going to be any media backlash on picking up Calvin Ridley.
Right.
Anybody that does it is probably going to get praised for picking up a world-class talent as long as he keeps his issues in check and can be, you know,
as long as he can stay on the field, right?
As long as he stays on they're going to be commended for this. There's going to be nobody's going to be out looking to lynch them. Like, how could you do this? How could you pick up a guy?
It's a whole different circumstance. I agree with that.
And you know what? I mean, Chet, I have to disagree with you comparing him to Pete Rose. Apples and oranges.
No, I know that, but I'm not saying because
Pete Rose
and stuff like
Pete
that.
Rose was in a position to have an impact on the games he was gambling on. Calvin Ridley was an inactive player sitting on his
I know for a fact with Rose, because I was out one year, and Billy Waters will affect because he was there with me. I saw him one year walk into the sport in the back of the sports book at MGM Grand. Okay. Pete Rose with about 5 or 6 security guys, okay, walking out with tickets the size like this in his hand.
Right.
And he had every right to, as long as they weren't baseball games. Because you know what? I don't feel bad for these guys when it comes to that. They all signed these huge contracts. They have morality clauses in there, and that's in there. That is in the contract.
And I think that's going to be part of the next time they have a collective bargaining agreement.
It's in there already.
It's going to be ratchet up more.
It's not even. We're not even talking collective bargaining agreement. Yeah. It's in every single. It's in the morality clause of every single NFL contract signed.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But I'm saying, I think the next person who gets caught is going to be harsher. I think it's going to be more than 1 year next time.
Oh, absolutely.
No, and I think, Billy, the one thing I will say, I think they will catch more people. I think they will catch more people. I really do. I'm not saying it'll be all-star talent or anything like that that gets caught, but it's like that with every single thing that happens. There's always someone else that rats out somebody else that rats out.
Exactly.
It was the same thing with the steroids, right? As soon as Jose Canseco wrote his book, then people that weren't even in his book started getting ratted out too. Like I just feel like it's one of those things where it's so easy to find, right? It's so easy. All you got to do
is easy to get around. This is way easier to get around. That if you did it, you're pretty much screwed because you're not getting it out of your system. There's something in there, you're getting a trace. This is something real simple. Put the app on your wife's phone and do whatever you want.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Put the app on your kid's iPad and do whatever you want.
Now let me ask you guys this next question since we're talking about the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan has been in the league for 14 years now. Do we see as this Atlanta Falcons team is starting to slowly decline, in my opinion? I know they have an awesome tight end. They have some talent. I'm not saying that. But do we see Matt Ryan retiring anytime soon? Do you think if this Atlanta Falcons? I can't see Matt Ryan going anywhere else except Atlanta.
A quarterback will be drafted by the Atlanta Falcons at some point in this draft.
I think so too. That's where I was getting at. I think so too.
With an eye on the future.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. There's a lot of teams are going to be like that, though, if you think about it too.
Yeah, because I just can't see Matt Ryan going anywhere else. I think Matt Ryan is not as talented as he used to be. He's getting older. He's not as. I don't know if you guys watched any of his games this year, but even against the Giants, he was moving super slow. And I just can't. He can't fit in with a lot of these systems now. I don't know. Like I just picture Matt Ryan once he's done with the Falcons.
The age of the football quarterback right now is you want to be younger, more athletic, able to run. This ain't something like it was 10 to 15 years ago. We can get around with, okay, I can shift around here, shift around there, and get away with it. You have to be athletic in that position.
Matt Ryan's got 2 more this year, 2022 and 2023 left on his contract. Matt Ryan will retire after the 2023
I agree with that, too.
I'll swear to it. That is his age 38 season. He will retire as a Falcon at the end of that.
I can see it.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think the MVP gets him
He'll get his jersey retired in Atlanta.
No disrespect, and he deserves that. No disrespect. He's a great Falcon. He's had a very good NFL career. Yeah. He is not a Hall of Famer.
No. If he would, you know what? I would give him credit where if he won that Super Bowl against the Patriots, you could consider it because he had a whole tenure of 16 years, one Super Bowl, one NFL MVP. He's in the top 15 of a lot of NFL quarterback standings.
That Super Bowl would have made an argument. I don't know if it's enough. It would have made an argument, but without it, guys had a great career.
Yes,
very well respected. Did everything, has done everything the right way throughout his career. But
I think his road.
I can see when he's retired going to the broadcast booth. I think he's that
absolutely.
Yeah, he speaks very well. He speaks very well in interviews and stuff.
Very intelligent, knows the game outstanding. But Hall of Fame, no. It's not.
Yeah, no, I think he just, like you said, number retired from the Falcons, 100%.
Well deserved. And I hope it's a sellout and they go nuts for him the day he comes back.
Deserves it.
Agreed.
He deserves that.
Well, let's see how much you know, Luke. Where do you go to school?
Oh, man. I feel like I actually know this.
I do. Because my cousin
where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Boston College.
Did he go to Boston? Okay.
The BC,
right.
Yep.
Yeah,
He actually put BC on the map after Flutie.
Okay, yeah. Well, Flutie put BC on the map. Flutie put BC on the map. But all right, this goes to our. Let's go into our next topic of discussion, guys. Baseball. We'll go into baseball real quick because there's not really much to talk about. But baseball has officially been again delayed another week. Okay, so now we're looking at beginning of May at the moment, right? Yep. Technically. But Billy, where do you see this going now? It's delayed another week.
I don't believe anything about these delays until everything is gone. This is all negotiation ploys. That's what it is. The owners are trying to back the players into a corner with this. Why? Because they're telling them you're not getting paid for these. You know what? Now they're trying to tell them you just lost 2 weeks worth of game check. It's all in just like, we were canceling the first week. Then today it was, if you want to get a 162 game season and we got to have a deal by today. This is a negotiation. There's going to be a point where they're not going to be able. But right now, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing I would have thrown in that nobody's really thought about this yet. All these lucrative TV contracts that these teams have. Okay. And they'll call it with ESPN and Fox and everything.
Yeah, what up, Lou?
Okay. Why don't they sit there? They step in and go, you know what? You're not going to play. We're not going to pay any of you guys. And say, screw you.
Oh, well, they don't get that money. They don't. If there's no games on, they don't get that money. That's
exactly that's what I'm saying. You don't think these owners sit there and go, wait a minute, I got lucrative TV deals where some teams need that to exist. Like you were saying the other day with Kansas City, Seattle, stuff like that. They need to exist. Okay. Yeah. You don't think that the national ones, the ESPNs, the Fox, say, all right, fine. You know what I'm doing? We won't televise baseball.
Nobody. No, they like I said, nobody wants to give an inch here.
Yeah.
And it's all stubbornness. I hate it. I hate how greedy everybody's being right now.
They don't want to give an inch.
Yeah. It's stupid. And by the way, Lou, you missed out. We talked about Russell Wilson. We talked about how Russell Wilson is going to have a lot of trouble in the AFC West over there.
They're having a real easy time on the little issues like banning the shift, bigger bases, the pitch clock, all that stuff. They're having a real easy time on. But when it comes down to money, that's where their issues are coming in. And that's where I don't see this ending anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't see it either. The way it's
going. No, honestly, we might have one of our 2020 seasons again. 60 game, 8 teams from each side make the playoffs. Listen, to be honest with you guys, when that happened in 2020, I actually liked that format. I liked that format. It gave teams that.
But now part of the deal is they want to go to 14-team playoff now.
Right, 14 teams.
The players have apparently, as long as the collective bargaining goes up, the luxury tax goes up, the players are willing to go to the 14. I'm still going to stick with my prediction. May 15th, you see baseball.
May 15th. So
I think you get it. I think you're looking at roughly around 140 games.
Billy, I hope we get that because the way they make it seem in the public eye is that we're not getting a season this year. That's the way they make it seem. They talk about all
They
these
have
talks.
to. That's what they have to do.
Yeah.
They have every negotiation is about the Armageddon result.
Right.
And it's on us, the fans, and that's when it hurts.
Right.
Each side is going to. There's two things you're guaranteed in negotiation: the Armageddon result, and each side blaming the other. That's
a given. Yeah,
of course.
That's a given.
Yeah, because it's like what sucks about this whole thing too is that it's like the fans are the kid in a divorce, right? The fans are the kid in a divorce where we got to pick a side kind of thing, and we have to wait and find the result, and it sucks because like New York sports just suck in general right now, and now we really have nothing to like. We literally have nothing to look forward to as a New York fan, and this goes into our next topic. The New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. Chet, what is going on with your Brooklyn Nets, brother? Talk to me about them. You guys are in trouble. I'm sorry to say this.
I can say it officially now. Yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely can officially say that. I look at the other. I watched that game against Boston on Sunday. Okay. I mean, you sit there and you let Jason Tatum go freaking berserk.
50.
Berserk. 52 is career high. And they were not aggressive. They were not hustling. Okay, they weren't switching off. I just look at it like I said. They need a swift kick into you know where.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right now. Period. You got everybody pretty much back now. Okay, that's healthy. Other than Harris, you won't see Harris the rest of the season. Okay, these veterans need to step up, and I'm talking about guys like Patty Mills, who's been ice cold. Aldridge played okay. Seth Curry got to step up a little bit more. Drummond's been playing okay. What hurt was losing Cam Thomas the other day. That hurt a little bit too.
Right.
That's just spark about them. But right now, they're playing tonight. They're up 20 right now against Charlotte.
Against Charlotte, yeah. Right.
They're 20 right now.
But that's the problem with the Nets. And I said this to you last week. The Nets have this attitude like they're going to flip a switch one day and everything's going to be all right. And they have to realize they're not. It's not going to work all the time.
Yeah.
You're not going to go into Boston and play half-ass like that, or this.
Oh, exactly. They played half-ass. There's no doubt about it. They played half-ass.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it in my mind. They did. I just sitting there looking at myself. Go, Durant looked confused. I was like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Well, here's the thing that scares me about the Brooklyn Nets. Do they have the potential to win the whole thing?
Oh, hell yes.
But the problem is that if they become the 7th or 8th seed, you're either going to be playing. If it was right now, you'd play the Miami Heat if you were the 8th seed. Or you play the 76ers if you were the 7th seed. Let's say you even win that. Right. Let's say you even win that. Then you got to play either the Milwaukee Bucks at home or the Chicago Bulls at home, most likely. And that's not even going to be an easy way.
Well, it's not going to be easy.
It is not going to be. If you guys were going to finish in the top 3, I would say it'd be a little bit easier for you because there's not as much pressure and you guys are going to get some home games in there. You're not getting that now. You're not getting that. It's honestly, it's super disappointing. I know you guys have had injuries. I know Kevin Durant's been out. The whole Kyrie thing, the whole Harden thing.
There's no excuses now. Now you got everybody back, other than Simmons, who they said
it doesn't matter. If Kyrie Irving cannot play home games or Ben Simmons can't get on the court, you are not winning a playoff series.
I agree.
No.
I agree.
You might get there. You're not winning a series.
Oh, I agree.
You may even get, and if you play Philly, you may even get swept.
Yeah. Yeah,
you may get swept out of the first round.
You don't think James Harden's going to want to play the Brooklyn Nets full force every single game after everything that happens?
I'll flip it on the reverse side.
Wait till Friday night. You'll see how bad James Harden wants to play.
I'll go the reverse side. You don't think Kevin Durant will want to bury Harden and Embiid?
I don't think as bad as Harden wants to bury them.
Oh, Durant wants to bury him bad.
I don't think so because Harden went there.
Durant's already come out and said he cannot wait to play Harden.
Kevin Durant, I will tell you right now, and this is no disrespect to Durant. Durant without Kyrie versus Embiid, Harden, and Tobias Harris, I'm taking the Sixers every day in that.
Every single day.
Kevin Durant and the rest of that Nets roster against the Sixers roster with Kyrie not playing at home, I'm taking the Sixers in every game in the Barclays Center.
Right.
I wouldn't.
And Lou, just so you know, the mask mandate is lifted, but you can go to the stadium. So Kyrie can go to the stadium and watch games. He can't play until
private sector masker mandate is still in effect.
Still in effect as of now, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because he puts on his fat suit. He puts on his fat suit when he wants to get traded, is what happens. He puts on his fat suit. That's what Harden does. He did the same thing with the Rockets when he wanted to come to Jersey. He did the same to Brooklyn, I mean. He did the same thing.
Maybe getting Simmons back on the court, and if you don't get Kyrie back for home games, maybe that could be enough to get you past Miami. I don't think that's getting you past Philly if you end up with Philly in the first round. And I don't see this team right now with all three of them. I don't see them passing Milwaukee in the second round.
No, and that's what I'm saying. The top 4 teams in the East.
Milwaukee's not playing that great lately either. They have not at all.
No, but I think there'll be a different team with playoff time. I think a different team with playoff time. Different when playoff time comes, you know you're going to have less games that you have to worry about. Like obviously not worry about, but less games that you have to technically play longevity wise. Their starters play 40 to 45 minutes a game when that time comes. They know they're making the playoffs. They know. I think Milwaukee already knows that they're not going to be number 1 seed. So they're just kind of taking it slow. And then they're going to do what they did last year. Milwaukee wasn't 1 seed last year. They weren't 1 seed last year. And they won the whole thing. So yeah, I don't know. That's where I get with that. So now this brings us to the other side, guys, of the New York Knicks. Mr. Randall had 46 points last night. Do we want to keep him now?
I never said get rid of him, but I said he's not your number 1. And that's the thing. I was never in favor. I never said getting rid of Julius Randle was the answer. I never said Julius Randle was the cause of all these problems. He's definitely has his part in it, just like a lot of other people. The bottom line, this team needs a different voice. Either Thibodeau's got to change the way he does things, or Thibodeau's got to be gone. And that's going to be this team's problem. I mean, he finally the other night decided to let Cam Reddish play. Cam Reddish responded. Unfortunately, he got hurt. I haven't heard anything today about his shoulder. He might be out for a little while, which is unfortunate because he just started, to come into his own.
Because it took Randall 31 shots last night to get the points. I think the guy had the better game last night was Quigley.
Oh yeah,
Quigley
had a better last 2 games.
By
the
last
2 games, Quigley's been.
He had 27 points. Only took 10 shots from the field.
No, listen, Randall.
It was like that was great.
I don't think Randall's going anywhere either. In general, this has been a bad year.
You never the main number 1 thing is you're never getting the worth for him.
Yes,
no.
You could even be Russell Westbrook.
Oh yeah, look how well that's working out for the Lakers.
Yeah, the Lakers are playing great.
The Lakers front office is trying to get Vogel to bench him. And
the Lakers are
to play him more. They think the answer now is to play him with the second unit, but Vogel will not do it.
You play with Steele's boy, Carmelo.
There's 2 things this NBA year that if you would have told me to bet on, I would have put $1 million on. And that would have been that if you would have told me that in 72 games of the season, the Knicks this year would have been 13 games under 500 and the Lakers would have been 8 games under 500, I take that bet 20,000 times.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you all the way.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, I sort of disagree with you. Like I said at the beginning of the year, I said the Lakers would be disappointing because they're all Geritol. They're all old and they're all too.
Yeah, but you can't expect them to be under 8 games.
I didn't think they'd be 8 games under 500. I knew they weren't going to be good.
The Laker organization is a bigger mess than the Knicks organization.
I think so too.
By far.
100.
I mean, LeBron's already called out the GM already. He doesn't like Vogel. It's like, and they're not deep. If you look at the team, your only bench guy right now doing anything is Carmelo.
Because again, it comes down to this, and I've been saying this for weeks. That's what happens when you try to build these quote unquote super teams and you bring in 3 huge contracts. You don't have enough to make. Like, you don't have guys on this team, except for Carmelo Anthony. You don't have the Ray Allens out there who will take the veterans minimum to come and win a ring.
Right. Ooh, sorry.
I see a team like that. Like I said, I'll go on the flip side. That's playing great without the superstar teams are like that is Phoenix. And they're showing how good they are now because they don't have Booker and they don't have Paul for a while. And they're still playing great.
Phoenix, and I've used the Milwaukee Bucks, and I still will. Look, they have a superstar. They built a team around a superstar. That's the team that won the championship last year.
Yeah, you got two good types. You got Giannis and you got Middleton. Those are the two good players on that team.
You know, listen, the Suns are playing so well this year.
Golden State is bouncing back. Golden State has a Golden State has a superstar, and they build a team around the super. They gave up. They gave up. You know, they got their championships out of having their big three, and now they moved on from that. They didn't try to break.
And you're saying about the veterans minimum stuff like that. That's how they built themselves this year. If you look at it, they put Wiggins in on the minimum. They brought back Iguodala on the minimum.
But they didn't. But they didn't go out once Kevin Durant left and go, "Oh, let me get the next big. Let me get the next Kevin Durant. Yeah. Right. Let me go get Anthony Davis to put with Curry.
I put it this way: even though he's hurt right now, their key to their whole success since day one that they got good is Draymond Green. I don't care what anybody says.
Draymond Green,
he's the heart and soul of an organization. Period.
If Draymond comes back healthy and Klay Thompson gets, I hate saying it like this, but gets his legs back underneath him. Yeah. I hate.
That's rough, Billy. That's
I know.
Billy.
It's the only way you can say it.
That's messed up, Billy.
Everything that guy went through, I don't look at it as I don't look at that as a punchline at all, but it's the reality. I mean, he doesn't have the explosiveness. He's not there yet. But if he finds it and Draymond Green comes back, I mean, that Golden State team is tough as nails. But again, they're not out there. They're a team. The Lakers are not a team.
No. They're a circus show.
Exactly.
And, like I said, Russell Westbrook, with such amazing talent that Russell Westbrook is, I don't know if it's he can't catch a break or if it's just that teams can't play with him because every team that he's been on just doesn't mesh well with him. I don't know what the answer is with that.
Russell Westbrook is an alpha.
Yeah.
And he doesn't play. He didn't play that well with Harden in Houston. He didn't play great. He was better in Oklahoma City
as a three guy.
He was better after Durant and Harden left.
He was good with them. He was
better. Russell Westbrook made his legacy in Oklahoma City after they were gone.
Right.
Yeah. When he was
That's right. Now I forgot he did that. Yeah.
Because now, if you look at the Lakers, their best player has been pretty much all years Malik Monk. All of a sudden, he came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He could bounce around and right. He comes to the Lakers. He's been playing great basketball all year with them.
Yeah. No, listen, I don't know what the Lakers are still in the playoff hunt, by the way. The Lakers are still in the playoff hunt.
Well, who isn't in the playoff hunt in the NBA?
The Knicks are still technically in the playoff hunt. They're only 3 games out.
That's what I said. Who's not in the playoff hunt? Exactly.
The only teams that are officially eliminated actually from playoff contention is the Orlando Magic, the Detroit Pistons, and the Houston Rockets. So,
there's
a team I would look out for in the next couple of years is Orlando. It's Orlando.
They got
Detroit too.
Nice Orlando and Detroit, both of them. I mean, this kid, Cade Cunningham,
he's good.
The kid is good.
I mean, they got young guys. They got Sadiq Bey, who's a pretty good forward, who's like a combo 2-3, who's played very well.
Chris, you're the only one who watches soccer here, bro. You're the only one who watches. You're the only one who watches. There's a reason why every time you post about soccer stuff on our page, that nobody responds to it. Like, I appreciate when you do, but nobody responds to MLS. It's just a thing, it sucks. And listen, I'm super pumped up about the Rangers. They're making the playoffs. But my only issue with the playoffs with the Rangers this year is that I think they're too young and too unexperienced. I think they need some more experience.
I think the Rangers are going to – I think we're going to surprise a lot of people this year.
You think? I see them winning around. I see them winning around.
I think they're going to do a lot more than expected. This is a good.
I'll go the opposite way.
I know you will.
Of course you will.
Here's the reason why. 2 reasons.
Because the Islanders aren't going to make the playoffs?
You're playing Schuster too much. He's played too many minutes this year. Too many. Way too many. And that's not good. That's not good. A lot of goaltenders wear out in the playoffs that way. I hate to say it. Okay? And the other problem
So you rest them a few games.
And the other problem is, other than Adam Fox on the back line, who is going to give you any kind of scoring and any kind of defensive help? That's the issues they got. Offense, they're fine.
Exactly. They made
Offensive
it.
wise, they're forward to fight. Defense is going to kill them.
Yeah. You know, they're still building a team and they're doing a hell of a job. But I think they're gonna do a lot more than a lot of people expect. And I agree with Chris. Igor is still young, and I think there's a lot more energy in it. Can you continue to do this? No, you can't continue to Tom Thibodeau this kid. But you got he's still. I think he's gonna be fine.
Listen. He's leading the league. He's leading the league. He's leading the league in goals scored against him. He's at 1.93. He's leading the league in that. That sounds like pretty good defense to me.
Exactly, Chris. Once they clinch a playoff spot, then you rest them. I think
that's
the
exactly
Rangers,
what I say. You just rest them.
Yes, I think the Rangers are going to make a lot of noise. I think they're going to surprise people. You know, I think the Rangers have the brightest future of any of the main New York teams out there right now.
I mean, Chet, do the Islanders still technically have a shot at the playoffs?
They do, but they got to play a lot better, though. They got to play a lot better.
Yeah, well, they're 21, 29, and 8. So
yeah, they still got like 4 or 5 games in here.
You look at the Islanders going to the playoffs, and it's one and done.
Right.
But gentlemen, I mean, we got to state the obvious here before we go off the air. The most exciting basketball to be played in the Barclays Center and in Madison Square Garden starts tomorrow with the big ACC tournaments.
That is true. We got March Madness is
there is
here.
finally going to be exciting basketball in New York City.
Well, you remember you got the Garden with the Big East tournament too this week.
I just said the Garden's got the Big East. UConn, Villanova.
Let me ask you a question about these. Who do you think wins both tournaments?
I think
the Big East.
I think UConn is going to win the Big East or Villanova, and the ACC. I don't see anybody beating Duke.
I do.
Of course you do.
No, well, it's not going to be North Carolina.
No.
It's going to be Notre Dame.
No, it's not.
No,
nobody is beating Duke in the ACC. Duke is head and shoulders a better team than any team in that tournament.
Right.
Did you watch the game Saturday against
Yes,
Carolina?
I did watch the game Saturday, and he will never let that happen again.
I like Mike Bray's a coach at Notre Dame.
What? So do I. But I'm telling you, that Notre Dame's not going into the Barclays Center.
Am I upset special in the Big East? I like Providence.
Providence is good. Providence is good too. I don't think they're not better than Nova. They're not better than UConn. Providence is the least whelming number 1 seed in any of the conference tournaments.
We'll make sure after all this happens, we do our big bracket, and we'll see who wins and for bragging rights, because
we'll do a bracket. Yeah,
we'll do a bracket since I'm obviously the football guru, since I said the Rams were going to win the whole thing, and you guys picked other teams.
We're thinking St. John's win it all.
No, you know what? Believe it or not, I won a few years ago. I picked Villanova to win the whole thing, and when they won in 2016, I won a bunch of money on that, and I picked them. So suck it, Chet. But I did lose when Gonzaga. I did say
put a little money. We have to put a little money.
I did say Gonzaga was going to win when they lost to North Carolina a few years ago.
It kills me to say that because the St. John's is local, and I hope Ian's still not listening. St. John's is losing to DePaul tomorrow.
You think so? No.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah, Chris, that's exactly what I was going to do. I'll post on the page. We'll try to get as many people as we can. It'll be a free bracket for bragging rights. Once all the teams are settled in of who gets in which bracket, we'll throw it up there, and we'll go from there.
We'll do a whole night show on the bracket.
We'll do I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool. We can discuss each game. I think that'd be fun.
Remember,
it'll be the most interesting basketball conversation on this show in the entire year.
Yeah, for the entire. Well, no. To be fair, it's been very interesting talking about how bad the New York Knicks and how bad the Brooklyn Nets.
I put up that poll today on the page about
what is $10, Chris. $10.
What is more exciting, college basketball or the NBA? And I didn't mean what's better. Clearly, NBA athletes are better than college athletes. That's a given. But you can't tell me, turn on your TV right now, watch a half of a college basketball game. Any one of these conference tournaments.
It doesn't matter what game.
You can't tell me that it's not more exciting and they don't play harder than most any NBA game you'll see. and how exciting it is to watch.
Which is why I love college stuff, because they play for their heart to show how good they are. I've never really seen a lot of quitting in college sports.
No,
I've never seen.
No.
You never see it.
College basketball regular season quality of game is far superior to the NBA.
Right.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
And again, I'm not taking away the skill. I'm not saying the college players are better than LeBron. Like, I'm talking about the overall game, the quality of play, and the dedication.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you watch guys running back every single play. Everybody, you got 5 guys back on defense. Every single shot that goes up, there's 3 of your teammates minimum underneath the rim looking for rebounds.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with that.
And I can't wait. I can't wait until it starts. I can't wait. It's gonna be fun.
Next week, is it next week already? I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, it's not even about one. It's not even about the one and done of the tournaments. It's about the quality of play during the regular season, the excitement during the regular season. Watch these conference tournaments right now. Watch 2 Saturdays ago when the top 6 teams in the nation all lost.
Yeah.
I mean, watch all that, and it's exciting.
One and done playoffs are always exciting for me. That's why I think the NFL playoffs is very successful. College basketball is very successful watching.
Find me a game in the NBA this year that had more hype than Duke North Carolina Saturday for Coach K's last game. I mean, come on.
No, none.
And I like what Duke did when they put all these guys. There was like almost 100 guys back there. It was like, oh my Lord.
Me too, yeah. Chris. Me too.
All those guys over there.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more exciting, and it's not just now during the tournament, during single elimination. It's just overall. Watch a game. I got more into it this year watching them than, gambling a little on them, but watching them more than I ever have. And, like, seriously, I love it.
Yeah. No, for sure.
It is so much more fun than watching the regular NBA game.
Right, especially when New York is not doing anything. So it's right, exactly. But all right, fellas, it is past 8:00, so we are out of time. We don't want to get sued by our sponsors and our television time. So
sorry, Biggs.
Yeah, so Biggs, thanks for watching, Biggs. Sorry about that. But we will be back next week again without Boogie Hollis. Boogie unfortunately cannot make it next week. But we will be having a show, and we will go from there. Week. Yeah, maybe we'll do a bracket show next week. That sounds good.
You have to do a bracket show next week. It comes out Sunday.
Right. Well, we'll do a bracket show. But this brought to you by 106th Street Tire and Wheel. Get your automotive stuff done at 106th Street Tire and Wheel. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, and we will see you guys next week. Let's start baseball, please. All right. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good one.
Good night.